All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of creating your halftone inside of Photoshop using the same tools that we've used before and some new ones. So your piece should look something like this. And let's get started. So we're starting off with one of the images that you've clipped out already. I have a green background on mine. You can see I have my clipping path right here. And first thing that I'm going to do, I want to make this black and white, right? Because to start off with the halftone, you should make it black and white. So I select my image right here, and then I go down to the bottom. You see the half and half cookie right here. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click on black and white. Now you can see that applied it to both layers, my image and the background there. So what I want to do in between these two layers, the black and white layer and the image, if I hold Option and click over here, not over here because you might click something by mistake, but if you hold Option and click in between these two layers over here, you could have that effect only applied to your photo. So there it is. You should modify these things like the yellow just to get more contrast out of it. Definitely the red is gonna make a difference right there. Okay. I also want to do brightness and contrast. So I'm going to do half and half circle again down here, and I'm going to go to brightness and contrast. Again, hold Option and click in between those two layers. Whenever you see that arrow, that means that it's being applied just to the photo right there. So I'm going to bring the brightness up a little bit, the contrast up a lot, because I want this to be higher contrast. That's going to make my halftone dots a little bit better at distinguishing the difference between my glasses and my beard, or my beard and my sweater, or a shadow that's there. So I have that part there. And then the next thing that I want to do, I actually want to convert this, the layer that has my image, into a smart object. The only reason I want to convert this into a smart object is because I want to have a smart filter. A smart filter is a filter that I could apply, and then if I change my mind later, I could go back and change the numbers on those filters. It's going to be a key thing for us. So if you hold Control and you click right here on the name, which says layer 0 on mine, but the layer name for your image, hold Control, click right here, and you can see it says convert to smart object. Look at what it looks like before, and now look at what happens when I convert it to a smart object. See what happened? It created this little symbol right here. Now it's a smart object. It actually lives somewhere else, but I'm not going to get into all those details. Basically, it converted it into a smart object. Now I go into my filters, so all the way at the top, filter, pixelate, color, halftone. Now these numbers right here, channel 1, 2, 3, and 4, doesn't really matter that much as long as they're all the same number. This could be 50, right? This could be 50, this could be 50, this could be 50, and each one of your images is going to be different. And for this, you could have your number, let's say 20, right? And then you hit OK. Now you can see that my dots are too big. What I could do now that I have a smart filter, I could double click on that and change that number. Maybe I want it to be 10. Hit return. Looks okay. Double click on it again. Maybe I want it to be 9. 9 actually looks pretty good. Yeah. So I'm going to leave mine at 9. I want to be able to at least see the actual dots, but also I want to be able to see like the combined dots making the glasses, the beard, and stuff like that. All right. We're close. The next thing that we have to do is to actually come here. You see that stroke that's on the outside? We want to create that. This look, by the way, is very grungy. It's very like, it's rough. It's rough. So we don't want our stroke to be perfectly aligned with everything or even smooth. What I'm going to do, on top of this fill color on the bottom, I'm going to create a new layer. You see the little plus sign with the square there? I'm going to click on that, and that just gave me a new layer. In here, I'm going to create my outline. So the polygonal lasso tool, I zoom in with Command plus, and I start going around, and I leave some space. And again, it's rough. It's specifically looking like jagged because I want it to look that kind of a rough look. And you could always, like, you know, go back. Like, let's say I mess up and I do something here. You could hit delete, and it brings you back to the next one. There you go. Over here, you do have to go all the way around. Doesn't matter what happens outside of the image. If it. I come around here, 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 here. There, there, and there. Now it's gonna have my marching ants. I have my marching ants, and if you see the marching ants, it basically means that I have my selection. What I want to do with that selection, I go down to the bottom. You see the half and half circle? I click on that and I do solid color. In my solid color, I could go to red or green, whatever color I want, hit OK. Now, it looks very close to finish. If you look out there, it looks close to finish. I would actually want to change the actual colors on this now. So for me, I see that the green is very strong and that helped for one thing. So I'm going to double click on that. I'm going to change the green to be yellow. This is for my image, right? I change this one to yellow. And then my red, I can see maybe a little bit different. I'll change this one to blue. Great. And now I do want my image to blend a little bit better with that blue. So instead of having my image be on normal blend mode, I'm going to change it to something like multiply. And that's it. You can see what that did. It gave it a style. It wasn't just an image that has halftone. Now it has a certain style to it. I hope that helps. Enjoy.